Hello and welcome to day 25 of the No New November challenge. My name is Emma. This is the Creative Clearsea channel. Today we are going to be making little notebooks out of scrap paper. So there's a couple of different ways I'm going to do this. I've got these ones, but I've also thinking of some others. So first thing we're going to need is some scrap paper. So I've got some book pages. I'm looking for pieces with reasonable size pieces. Want something with a bit of interest. Some planes, got some tabs, different textures, all sorts of bits that you might have around the house. These are actually all offcuts. Use some of those. Right, those can go down there. I think we're almost there, but I do want to find some more slightly. I've got a couple of different kind of boxes of scraps. I tried to keep interesting ones, papers together, and then the bigger pieces together, slightly smaller pieces separate. These might be interesting. I've got some vellum pieces I could use. There's some of these. All sorts of random pieces. It's got an interesting texture to it. This is what I tend to use a lot of things where actually I don't think I often get pieces like this that I don't tend to cut up and use in other things, but I can use in these. Well, you can actually, I think these ones I might actually save because I might use those as late journal cards, but those ones I would keep in here. I've also got some of these Bible verse pieces, some these come from those what are they called, they're like diary flips where you rip off today and then it gives you the next day. So this is emotional, kind of inspirational ones, and this one was a Christian one with Bible verses. So I'll just take a couple of each of those, maybe use some of those. I think I'll use those. That gives me a good starting place anyway. I've got a nice variety of papers. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these out because I won't use them as a sheet. These are going to become almost like covers of one of my notebooks. I think I'm going to take out this cat, the two cat ones here, and then put the rest down. They're quite springy, so they're kind of not. Actually, I might use this one because it's kind of autumn colours. That's the theme-ish I've got in mine, although it's a bit loose, a loose theme. I have got some other colours in there, but that's okay. So I'll use this one, but I will still, I think I'll use this cat. It's chasing the butterfly, that's cute. In my house, my cats are definitely little hunters. Anything which is winged and flying, they will, well, they'll find it and chase it and catch it sometimes, unfortunately. I can't tell you the amount of times I've had to hoover up wings, which is a shame. Poor thing. Thankfully it's not butterflies, it's usually moths or daddy long legs, which, ew. Not a fan of daddy long legs. So I think this one I'm going to use as a topper. So this will sit like this on top of my pieces. So I think I'm going to use this one. Just going to find some scraps. Don't want it. It's nice to get different layers, different lengths. Get a slightly longer piece of this. So still a little bit longer than I would want for this. It's just about using different layers. Now you can do some really fantastic ones by tearing them, and I won't do some of those after I've done one or two. This is beautiful paper, so I'm going to trim that off like that and use that. So you're making yourself a little notebook with lots of different pieces of paper, layering them up, different types, different formats, different lengths. Let's use a bit of vellum. Kind of bringing a bit of the colour, the greenish colour in that. Let's use one of these. So I will cut this down here. So I've got the pattern, which I'm using, but I'm also going to cut off the top of this and use that as a pattern as well. And then, so this one I might use in another place. I keep the words possibly to use somewhere else. I think that's probably enough in there for this. Just sorting out how you want the papers to now sit. There you go. What I would do, I will staple this, but I still can't find my little stapler. Let's have another look. Quickly see if I can see it. I know where it used to be, but I've since tidied up and tidied up things away, apparently. I will glue it for now, and then I will find myself a stapler and secure it. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue back one. So I'm just gluing the back of it, and I'm going to pop them in layers, just layer the glue at the top. I'm starting to run out of this tail, I think. What's nice is, particularly if you've got double-sided paper, is you can see it on from both sides. And the last one. Ooh, look, so see how I've trimmed it halfway down the other page. That was clever of me. I didn't really think about the fact that they're double-sided. I will just kind of trim it down. I don't mind the fact that it says hold it close. It's quite a nice little sentiment. You won't see it from the back, sadly, because I didn't realise it was there. I would have put it somewhere else if I had. There we go. So you've got like a back flip. Now I do want, I think I'll leave it as is actually, because you could ink up the page, but you could also use it just as some journaling space. I'm going to leave, normally when I do a topper I would staple it like here and here and then use this, but I'm going to use this as a flip. So we can write here and then we can write on individual. So when I do staple it, I will staple it down here, along here. So that's one. Pop that away up here for a second. Tomorrow we're going to be making fabric tabs, which will be interesting without a sewing machine. Right, so this one I'm going to make almost like a little booklet. So this will be my cover. Let's see what pieces we can put inside. So this is going to be a bit big, but I don't mind it being, it doesn't have to be a little booklet. Having it outside is quite nice actually. I'll use those. What have I got here? Trim the page. What else do we have under here? Hi Bella. She's coming to me because Kit, my husband's currently hoovering downstairs. She does not like the hoover, so she's coming to say hello. Hello. Meow. She's going to jump up on my shoulder in a minute. Meow. 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 Come on then. Come on. Meow. Meow. Come on then. Where are you? Come on. I'm going to have to pick her up. Otherwise she's going to jump up, use her claws to jump up onto me, and she always removes the top layer of skin So hi Bella. Hi. Yes, I know. Right, on the shoulder you go. That's it, good girl. You can sit up there. She perches on my shoulder as I craft quite often. Make a little flip outs if you want, or you could turn it into a pocket as well. That is also another possibility. We're essentially making a teeny tiny little journal. Yes, I'm filming. Thank you. Right, fold them all. So folding all the pages in half that I've just laid up. Deciding where I'm going to place each piece. Today is quite a nice day out there. Autumnal and wintry. It's a bit colder now, definitely a bit colder. We are heading towards winter here in the UK. Definitely starting to turn out to be winter welly weather. There we go. So what I will do, oh sorry, that's my start. I will clip these together and I will bind them together. My binding equipment is not here right now, so that will be a little notebook. Now let's make a little teary one, shall we? So what have I got which is torn already? This is partially torn, so we're going to tear down here a little bit more. I've got a piece of torn. I'm going to tear it across here, and I'm going to do one which sits up, so it'll be caught. You'll flip it down. I'm going to put the vellum away because you can't tear vellum very easily. Because this is pretty paper. This is the other side of the green stripe that I used. I know Bella. Very happy kitty right now, sat on my shoulder. Don't know if you can hear her purring away. Let me know if you can. Apologies. She's a loud purrer. Both my cats are actually, although Kit has like a rumbly, very deep voice, purr, whereas Bella's is quite normal. But I think it's hilarious because Kit, my cat, my other cat, when he, no Bella, no, sorry, she's off you go. Go on, good girl. That's a good girl. When he's meowing, he's got such a high pitched meow. It's hilarious. He'll have this deep kind of rumbly purr, but he's got this meow. Meow is hilarious. When you first hear it, you can't quite believe it came from him. Something which is just a little bit taller than this. Be alright, so just tearing down. You could use a tear ruler, but I'm quite liking the slightly more rougher edge of this. I have no idea what books these are from. They've just been sat in my scraps for a little while. I still need something just a little bit taller. I think it's going to have to be part of this, so let's give this a turn. Looking forward to going back to work now. It's been quite a, well, not as long as the first time, but I think this time, because it's so close to Christmas, I think I'm just looking forward to having some normal life back. So yeah, definitely looking forward to going back in the next week or so. Next week, I think, sometime. I think it's next Wednesday, I want to say. Okay. Government announced pretty recently what the Christmas COVID procedures, which, to be fair, it actually looks better than I thought it was going to be, which is quite good. So I quite like those all together. So again, I will pop in some staples when I find my stapler, but for now I'm just gonna glue each layer down. There we go. Now you can decorate these, or you can just leave them as is. We are going to be doing some clusters which will be decorated, so it's similar sort of procedure. But I think I'm going to pop something along the bottom here, probably a scrap of my fabric that I have used for the cover. Got quite a few pieces of them. Massive amounts of bedding left. I've actually cut them into 2 meter lengths, most of it, not all of it, but 2 meter lengths, and I'm gonna pop them onto rolls for me to use, or I may even, well, possibly sell some of it off, because it is quite pretty as a ribbon. I don't know, let me know if you're interested. It's something a bit different. What have I got here? Just one of those. And I will also, I think I'll put something, maybe, like that, but I just think it's just too wide. So what else have I got in here? Oh, some ribbon, some lace. What's that? Torn bedding. Different type of torn bedding. What a plainer piece. I'll use a bit of this. So this was some ribbon off of some Hotel Chocolat I got last year, which I've tea dyed. So I might use like a piece of that. Definitely need a sharper scissor for that. Don't like the green in that, but let's have a look at what else we've got with these ones. It's too summery. Music notes, we'll do music notes. There we go. Just glue those down. These are so easy to do, and they take up next to no time to do, and you can get through some of your scraps quite quickly, just like piling up different pieces. So yeah, a really great way of using up some of the things that you've got in your stores that you've not used. This does have a glue pad on, but they're often not that sticky. So let's just pop that. There we go. So how long have we been filming for? 27 minutes. So I might make another one of those because I quite like doing that one. So got a bit already torn paper here, so we'll use that. Let's use a bit of this as well. Let's do it the other way, shall we? So they become almost like functional decoration. You can still write things on them on places, but you can also use them just to decorate a blank page or a space that you're not sure if you're gonna want. Or in my case, I've got some places where I've got like text which I'm not wanting to leave, so I'm going to use this. But I'm also trying not to put too much busy on them. The problem is when you're doing these things, do you find that a lot of the time your scraps make more scraps? So I find it hard to throw away things that I've used partially. So like where I've just torn off the edge, I have actually thrown this away because it is quite small and I probably won't be doing, but sometimes I'll have like relatively biggish pieces, and sometimes I would keep them if particularly if they've got like nice, so I would use that probably and just glue it down almost like a washi tape, because it's got a bit of something of interest. So I find it really hard to throw away things, which just means my scrap pile does not get smaller, it just gets, the pieces get smaller and smaller. Now I want some pattern. Just tearing up. You can ink the pages. I'm not going to, purely because I'm trying not to ink everything in this journal. I'm so normally doing it that I want to try and do something a bit different this time. Now I think something pattern-ish here. Let's see what I've got pattern-wise. All those colours will go. Same kind of colourway. I think it probably came from the same paper pad originally. Not sure which one. I would imagine it was probably Curiosities, I think it was. Or Corner Curiosities, I think it was called. I can't remember. I got it from Wilkinson's here in the UK. Yeah, so that's that. Let's get a bit more of my ribbon. Another piece of the hot chocolate. Hotel Chocolate, even. Hotel Chocolat. Has anyone watched that movie? Hotel Chocolat. Oh, it's been ages since I watched it, actually. Very romantic movie, I think. I can't quite remember, to be honest. It's been so long. And let's find another. Oh, I think I missed the clock. Right, glue time. So So what crafty items do you wish you got this year for Christmas? If you could have any craft supply and that you don't already have, or that you would like more of, actually, that is a possibility as well. Let me know. Not that but if it's one of those things, I've got so many craft things that I would really love. Maybe put them in the comments and then direct your partner to watch the video and check out the comments and see if she picks anything up as a hint. My husband's, bless him, he tries when it comes to finding me things, and sometimes he does succeed. Like earlier on in the year, he purchased a load of what were they called, cigarette cards for me with all sorts of patterns on a massive bulk load. I mean, I didn't get them for Christmas or anything like that, but he bought me this massive bulk load of them, and they were great. So that was one thing. But then other times he buys me things that perhaps I wouldn't normally use, or I'm not entirely sure what I would use them for. Like little kits, what I would call teenage kits for doing something crafty, which is great. If you've got teenage kids. We have no children at the moment. Just seeing if I've got any other fabrics that I could use in this, because I feel like I need something else on it. Could use a bit of the, let's see what that looks like. Just pop. Yeah, I'll use that. Not that I'm being ungrateful, I can usually use them for something else. And sometimes it's really lovely. I mean, actually, I think, no, sorry, my grandma last year bought me a candle making kit, and one of those like yarn wrapping kits where you can hammer nails into, which is really interesting. I haven't tried it yet, but I've always watched videos. I find it really, I don't know about you guys, but I find it really therapeutic watching other people do that. The whole wire wrapping things. I put it on YouTube, and I'll be like, oh, happy place. Sitting there watching wire wraps. The other thing I quite like watching is people who what's the word? Is it macrame? I can't remember what it's called now. It's like knotting. So you're not macrame? No, is that right? I don't know what it's called. You get like relatively chunky yarn, and you kind of weave it in and out and knot it, and you kind of end up with these kind of very boho looking things. Oh gosh, I can't remember what it's called, but I find that really interesting to watch. I can, like, if I'm like kind of just perusing through my Facebook or YouTube center, and I come across a video of something like that, and I'll just sit there quite happily watching the whole thing. I find it really relaxing. Does anybody else find that relaxing, or is it just me? Okay, so I've got another one. I'm going to pop those all up here, and I think I'm going to call it a day now for the video. I'm going to go and sew this together. I might decorate the front of the notebook a little bit once it's done, but yeah, just a little something or other. I'm going to glue these down, like, sorry, no, actually not down there, across here and here, here and here, and I'll probably tuck in something small, whether it's a little label or something small. I'm not sure what yet, but I will post pictures. Have a lovely day, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be doing fabric corners, so sorry, not fabric corners, fabric tabs. So I've got a whole bunch of random fabrics which I've got here, plus the remainder of my roll of this particular roll anyway. I've got quite a few of them, of the bedding that I've used, and that is what I'm going to do. Sadly, like I've said many times, my sewing machine is not working, so it will have to be done by glue, which is a shame. I could try hand sewing. I'm not the best at hand sewing, I'm going to be honest. I don't have the patience for it, which is really sad. But yeah, no. Anyway, I will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Have a lovely day. Bye now.